SAMU members have downed tools at the Sedibeng Water Department over wages. They accused the municipality and the Water Board of backtracking on previous deals with workers affiliated to the union. Workers have vowed not to return to work until both salaries and the wage increase are paid. Dumisani Magagula, SAMU General Secretary, joins me now from Johannesburg for more. Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. First, let's just confirm that the workers have downed tools, and has Sedibeng Water given you any reasons for this non-payment?
Good evening, and good evening to your viewers. Indeed, the Sedibeng Water has failed to pay salaries of employees, and more especially failed to implement a new wage salary agreement which was signed in September and should have been paid retrospectively from the beginning of July of 2021. According to the Water Board, Sedibeng, which spans over the Free State, the Northwest and the Northern Cape, that Water Board claims that they are not able to collect revenue, and more especially from municipalities.
So they're not able to collect this revenue, and do you feel that the workers downing tools will make the situation any better? Because they're saying, listen, it's not our fault, revenue is not coming in.
Look, this is what they say. We believe it's just an excuse. They just don't want to pay the salaries that they agreed to. I mean, in the Amanzi Bargaining Council, which sit with representatives of all these water boards. And this is what they agreed to, despite what our demand was. So according to them, this is what they would have afforded. We know that the Water Board has already budgeted for an increase. Actually, they had budgeted for more than the 5.5%. And their spending does not speak to a water board which does not have the cash flow as they claim. They just recently paid the allowances of the members of the board and the senior managers in that water board. So it does not begin to be true that they cannot afford salaries. They just want to frustrate employees so that they lay basis for applying for an exemption. And it can't be the fault of employees today that only now in October they claim that they cannot collect revenue. Meanwhile, they might have been sitting with such a situation for much longer.
You're also concerned, as SAMU, that a number of other municipalities and water boards are probably going to do exactly the same as is happening in Sedibeng. They will renege on those agreements. Why do you think this is the case?
Look, there is just a general reluctance, and we believe that to some level there's also a political sabotage that is driven by some of these executives in the water boards and municipalities, and more especially given the fact that we are going to the local government elections, and they will use anything if they are intent on sabotaging for the determination of the outcome of the local government elections. So we will never believe what they say. In the local government, we signed a very weak agreement, a 3-year agreement, which starts at 3.5%. No municipality can claim that they will not afford the 3.5% as opposed to our original demand. And we see the continuance of municipalities in overspending in other areas. We see how they continue with the corruption and never do anything to address it. And there is no excuse why they are now running to the exemptions, and they're doing these exemption applications. We're already sitting with 4 of them at the bargaining council, and workers are correct to make sure that their salaries are paid, to protect collective bargaining, and to make sure that this increment is implemented as has been agreed on only a month ago.
So now, Dumisani, as you're saying, they seem to be hell-bent to actually do this, not to, or to renege on this particular agreement. What actions can you take as SAMU for the workers?
Yeah, look, firstly, there are legal processes that we can follow. If municipalities continue not to implement, we are able to declare disputes and make sure that we go on protected strikes in areas where there is non-implementation. And besides that, we are able to enforce the agreement which has been signed by all the parties to make sure that even on a legal level, we are able to make sure that the municipalities comply with the collective agreements. In Sedibeng, there is currently no strike as such, but employees have been waiting to be addressed by the board, to be addressed by senior management of the municipality. Salaries were supposed to have been paid today. Up to now, salaries are not paid, which is why employees are waiting to be addressed. There is no strike yet, but if it comes to a push, we will apply for a protected strike in that area.
Yeah. Just to wrap it off, as you down tools, at the end of the day, the people that suffer are the general populace.
And this is not what we want. Our duty is to deliver services in local government, deliver services in the water boards, and we are, first of all, citizens of those very areas. And we do not want to go without water. We don't want to go without basic services. And these municipalities and the managers and the water boards need to make up their mind or get out of that situation and allow people who are willing to work to continue with the work of these water boards.
Dumsana Magagula, thank you so much for speaking with us. SAMWU General Secretary talking to us there about the work stoppage at Sedibeng Water because the workers have not been paid their salaries or their salary increases. But he's saying there is actually no stoppage of work at the present moment. They're waiting to be addressed by the powers that be.